Hey everybody, Kim here with Little Biz Resources, and today I want to talk about my official Commission Hero Pro review, and I'll talk about my bonuses. Now I have gotten into Commission Hero Pro, so we're also going to take a look at that. But before we do, let's talk about what is Commission Hero Pro for those of you who missed my last video. Commission Hero Pro is the new Commission Hero. Now, Robbie took home $981,000 in 1 month with no product with this method. He's the owner of it, right? So it kind of makes sense that he did. But his students have made over $26 million over the last year with an average of $26,000 for the year. Now, some of his students have made $500,000 in a month. Right? So you can see that some of the students are going to be at one range where they're making lots of money, and some students are at a range where they're not making lots of money. He has over 1,000 students that are doing this. This is more than a training. It is a massive resource to help you succeed with affiliate marketing. Now I'm going to talk more about how Robbie literally gives you a jump start on several different areas. So Robbie Blanchard is the man behind this 3-step system. He is the #1 ClickBank affiliate in the world. Yesterday, that was Monday, today is Tuesday, he released his training that teaches the 3-step system that got results, $981,000 in 30 days, right? So he didn't even come close to touching on all the awesome stuff you get in the training. So in the training, he didn't come close to touching on all the awesome stuff you get in Commission Hero Pro. So in the training, the free training he's giving right now, you'll see results like this. All right, $54,390 in 24 hours. And you can see that right here where this little arrow is pointing. If you're on the podcast, you can't see it. You'll just have to take my word for it. That's what it's pointing at. $250,000 plus in a single week. Okay. $981,000 in just 30 days. Some of his current students use the same 3-step system and generate up to $500,000 in a single month, as I mentioned before. So this is perfect for beginners or pretty much any level. So I'm not a beginner. This is perfect for me. And I'm going to talk more about that. These numbers are being achieved without an email list. Now, literally, if you don't want to learn email marketing, you do not have to. And we as in my sister and I, had a discussion about this last Thursday in our live Q&A. It's in the members area if you want to watch the replay. And we talked about how you can do affiliate marketing using like pixels and stuff, right? So that is in the training. That's exactly what Robbie teaches. And the way he teaches it, I'm going, yeah, I could see where you could really do this without an email list. Now you can do it without a website, without having to create a product, with little to no experience running an online business. Many people are working as little as 1 to 2 hours a day. Now, I will give you a qualifier on this where I said without a website. That is what he says, but you will need some sort of landing page, right? So you'll either need to get ClickFunnels or you'll end up having to, build a website of some sort or some sort of hosting and then putting the PHP pages on there. So that's kind of what you still have to have a landing page. That's not specific to it's specific to affiliate marketing. It's something you have to do nowadays. So let's take a sneak peek into what you get from the moment you sign up. Now, first of all, before I jump into that, you surprisingly get access to training as soon as you sign up. At least I did on day 1, right? I spent hours yesterday going through training and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much in here, right? So I'm going to show you, for those who aren't on the podcast, I'm going to show you real quick inside the training. Then I'm going to come back and highlight some of the absolutely amazing resources that make Robbie's course worth 10 times what he sells it for, in my opinion, at least. Now, I don't know if he thinks it's worth that, but I do. All right, so I'm just going to bring over the page here that is already opened. All right, so when you get started, is this the welcome page? Let's go back to the welcome page. This is what you see, right? So once you get in, this is what you see. And he gives you this welcome video. Now, in this welcome video, he talks about how you just need to work through the training and don't take action until you've worked through it already. Now, there's going to be 8-week masterclass. And see, if you click here, this is the 8-week masterclass. It doesn't start until April 12th, right? So you've got time to work through all this before we start having our live trainings on April 12th. I do recommend if you are interested in Commission Hero Pro, you get it sooner rather than later because there's some really good information in here already that you can learn about. Like, for example, you've got your getting started, right? And, talks about what is affiliate marketing, setting up different marketplaces, how to find ad images, setting up your landing page. Now, you just need to learn about this. You don't necessarily have to do it yet. And so, like, in fact, in getting started, he talks about ClickFunnels, right? And he says, on the ClickFunnels section, he says, get ClickFunnels now. Don't get it now because you just need to work through it, because we're going to see what he says when it goes live. But until we start actually promoting stuff, you're not going to need that quite yet. So work through the course first, work through the information that's here first, and then we'll have additional training in the live masterclass. So those are just some of the little elements I wanted you to see here. I mean, there's a lot of different stuff in here. Here's rapid scale training. You've got the traffic money machine that talks mostly about Facebook right now. But look, native ads, right? Native ads are such an untapped area. Messenger, he uses ManyChat. I'm going to talk about and when I talk about the bonuses, I'll talk about how I'm going to teach you about other tools that you can use. ManyChat's a recurring one, and I have one that is a one-time payment if you're interested. Now, YouTube ads, for those of you who missed my last videos when I talked about YouTube ads, or last Thursday, I think I was talking about it. I have done YouTube ads, and I was surprised at how receptive people are on YouTube. And so while I feel like I needed a little bit more help with YouTube ads, I was pleased with my results as it was. And I did get people buying. I was just a little less targeted than I think it needed to be, or maybe more targeted. I'm not really sure. So until I go through the YouTube ads module, I won't know. But I do so far, I've gone through some of the copywriting stuff. Oh, it's amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, how did I not know this? Right? So there's a lot of different things in here. So let's go back over to this. So I kind of showed you just a little bit about that. If you're on the podcast, sorry, you heard a little bit of what's in there. There's a lot of information already in there, though. So now I want to talk about some of the things that I noticed. So first, let's talk about the sales pitch. Now, you're going to watch the training in the sales pitch, hopefully. And I say sales pitch because that's really what it is. But he has his training at the beginning that teaches you information that is completely free. Now, I'm going to tell you the entire point of it is to promote Commission Hero Pro, right? So yes, you're going to get good information that you can use, but ultimately it's going to come down to this is why you need Commission Hero Pro. I'm going to tell you that without even watching that, you need it, especially if you're going to do affiliate marketing, because, and you guys know, I'm a big proponent of affiliate marketing, especially after 2020 and all the chaos there. I think that we all need to start thinking of alternative ways to bring in, or secondary ways to bring in money. And affiliate marketing is a great way to do that, right? Because you're partnering with people to promote products. And so you can do that with just about anybody, right? I mean, yes, ideally vendors that are familiar with affiliate marketing, but the concepts and the ideas are similar kind of across the board when you're promoting things. So I just think they're good skills. All right. So there were a few things in the sales pitch itself that stood out that I think are amazing. First of all, and of course, all of these will make more sense when you watch it, is the ad checker. So in Facebook, this is specifically for Facebook. In Facebook, you can easily, and this is what makes affiliate marketing hard, is that you go in there and you're like, hey, I want to promote this product. You come up with an ad, you come up with copy for it from the copywriting side, and you submit it to Facebook and they go, oh, it's rejected. And it happens all the time. And in fact, happened to me, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but so it's kind of discouraging and it's a challenge. So Commission Hero Pro actually has a tool called the ad checker that checks the ads, right? It checks the content, the copy that you have, and then it makes suggestions to give you warnings on words that may not pass Facebook's ad platform, and suggestions on how to improve it as well. I've seen similar software like this, and it runs around $1,500, right? Just for that software. I mean, no training or anything. It's just, hey, this is what you get to do with the tool. I don't know if it still is that price or not, but when I saw it like a year ago, I saw a tool that did just that, and it was like $1,500. So if you think about the value you're getting here, that's already $1,500, right? Now, that's a real world $1,500. So now $1 Million Offer Vault. This is one that he mentions in there. And again, this will make more sense when you watch it. It's a list of offers, or at least a resource of offers. And this really speeds up the process of affiliate marketing significantly. As I've mentioned before, one of the challenges, and I even mentioned this in our free affiliate marketing course, one of the challenges is kind of narrowing down and focusing on profitable products. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, he teaches strategies, of course, he teaches how to like find stuff. I kind of did that the other day. Maybe it was a couple weeks ago. And I found this one that was converting really well. And I was like, man, it's a couple $100 and, I'll make whatever, 75% or something like that. I'm like, well, but I couldn't figure out what they were selling. And so I'm like, well, it's converting well, so I'll just buy it and see what it is. So I get in there and I felt like it was one of those, I guess, traditional pyramid schemes where you go, okay, well, I'll take, I'll give the person who recruits me $1, then I'll recruit 2 people that'll give me $1, and then I'll just give, and it's like, I was like, this, I don't understand. You're promoting your own product to more people. That's basically MLM. And well, no, it's not. You will eventually be able to do, and I was like, holy cow, how does this sell so well? That's a challenge when you're trying to find a product, right? You want to find a product that you can promote and be happy about promoting. It doesn't have to be the highest quality product. It just needs to be something that you don't feel like you're scamming people on. At least that's the way it is for me. Not only that, but you want to be confident that it's going to convert and not have a bunch of people with refunds. So having a list of offers that convert well and don't have a really high refund rate, that doesn't mean you're not going to get refunds from people. They happen, but that's a huge value to me. I was really excited about that because I have built my own list, which we'll talk about in our bonuses, but it's not that big. It's kind of small and it's pointed and it's helpful, but he's got a wide range. So as far as I've seen so far, this looks like it's a really, really great resource. And, I've clicked around in the course and I can't even tell you, it's just amazing. So, number 3, access to Robbie's personal ad library. So these are tested images. In fact, I think he does, I've been through a lot of stuff now. So remember, I've been through his training, the Commission Hero Pro training and his free webinar. So I can't remember which one's which, but in one of them, he actually talks about, the type of ads that work best. And he shows some of them and I'm going, yeah, I don't know that would work on me, but I'm also not targeting me for those products, right? I'm not the type of person that would buy that product. So I go, well, that's probably valid. I do see those all the time, so they must work pretty well. And so he has tested images that he's sharing with you. Now, this is another time saver. Plus, you can see what works, so you can duplicate the method in your own ads later. Now, I'm going to tell you what always is a red flag here for me is when people go, well, if they're tested images and they're from Robbie's personal ad library, then he's used them already. That's the definition of tested, right? That's the definition of it. And people are always, well, I want ads that have never been tested before. I want my own ads. No, you don't. You want ads that will work. And so that's where I get this. I don't understand the concept of give me ads that work that you have no idea if they work because they've never been used before. That just doesn't happen. So you want these are a good thing, right? I think I see this in groups and I see people comment on that all the time. So I have to laugh every time I see that. I'm like, you're actually defining how you want tested images that aren't tested, which makes them not tested then. And then I start to get into it. I start to give myself a headache doing that, right? All right. So there's more that was in the sales pitch, right? So he talks about a hidden interest tool for Facebook. Now, for those of you who have never, run ads on Facebook, this may not make sense. For those of you who have, that Facebook targets people by interests. So you don't go, I want to target John, I want to target Joe, I want to target Bill. You say, I want to target males that are interested in woodworking, right? So you don't have to necessarily target males. You can target females that are interested in woodworking. They just tend not to be named Joe and John and whatever. So actually Joe, I think, is a guy or a girl name. So I don't think John is, though. I say that, but I think of a show that there was a John that was a female. And she was like French or something. So maybe. And I don't think it was John, though. I think it was Jean. Something like that. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I get a little distracted. I'm kind of tired. So hidden interest tool for Facebook. This is, so if you go in and you're like looking at interests, those are like well known. But there's a whole bunch of interests that Facebook doesn't just volunteer, but they exist. So knowing a bunch of those hidden interests can help you I mentioned he glazed over this in the webinar and didn't talk about this, but this is something that is a great opportunity because you can target it slightly different than everyone else, right? You can just do a two audience things or a two interest thing where you go this interest and this interest, which is one of the hidden interests. And now you're going to target a completely different group of people than somebody else, or a slightly different group, I should say. There should still be overlap, but it'll be a little bit different. This can change your ad spend so that it's cheaper. This can help you reach additional people that are better buyers. There's a lot of different opportunities here. All right, so the next one is a quiz builder software. And he, again, didn't talk a lot about this, but he showed it a little bit. People love quizzes. The interactive and the engaging. It helps them make a connection. This is a well-known marketing tool that gets you results. So having that resource is definitely valuable. Then I almost didn't include this, but the Commission Hero community. Right, I think it's on Facebook, which there's a Facebook group. I've applied. I'm just waiting to get in. So you would expect this at this level. Kibo had it, for those of you who are in Kibo or know about Kibo, but they had a forum, and it's so hard to go through, but they have so many people, they can't really do a Facebook group. So the forum worked better for them, but right now I think this one's a Facebook group. And while many programs have this standard, this is critical for this business model. You need the feedback. You need to get information quickly. You need to be able to, collaborate with people who know and have been there and done it. And this is a great way to do that. And so having that community is a huge, huge value. So Robbie definitely over delivers. Guys, I'm not new to affiliate marketing, right? I built my own course on it, right? I was very surprised by some of the things I didn't know, and Robbie tells you about them, right? I'm like, what the heck? How did I not know about this? And then there's a couple things I kind of knew about, but I could never figure it out because I'm like, nobody tells you about them. Nobody shares that information. So I was really surprised and kind of, I don't know, almost honored in a way. I mean, that's probably not the right word I'm looking for, but I felt like, patting myself on the back going, wow, good job on this, right? Because those pieces of information are those little teeny tiny pieces that can help you build faster. Now, my free affiliate marketing course, it teaches, there's another course that I have that's a $1,500 course, and it teaches as much as that is in there, except for they think I have a little tiny module on paid ads, which is horrible. And I don't teach paid ads at all, but my section on free marketing is way more extensive than theirs is. And so I know my areas. I don't have the time or experience to be able to talk about the ones that I don't know about. Obviously, that's in Commission Hero Pro, but you should definitely feel comfortable that Robbie is in this to take care of you and help you, right? He really is sharing great information. And while everybody else is giving you the basics and they're leaving information out on how they're doing something, he's giving you those pieces of information that nobody talks about. Because honestly, guys, I've taken so many affiliate marketing courses I did not expect to find anything new when I got into Robbie's training. The only thing that I expected new was the things that he talked about on the training that like tools and resources and the quiz stuff and everything. I didn't expect to find platforms, walking through platforms that I can't find information about elsewhere. I didn't expect, there's a lot of tips in there that I just didn't expect. Now, here's an example of something I didn't see in the webinar. It's a resource or the sales pitch or whatever, but it's a resource that's included in the training in Commission Hero Pro, right? Robbie gives you email lists to load into Facebook so you can build your lookalike audiences. And if you've never used Facebook ads, you have to understand that is how you lower your cost, your ad spend, right? Is lookalike audiences. So the goal would be, if you're starting from scratch, you start by targeting a cold audience. You find people that you warm them up through, bringing them in, getting buyers, and you start finding those buyers so that way you can then build a lookalike audience. So you're probably wondering, how exactly is that valuable? So first of all, these emails are buyer emails, right? Buyer emails. So like I said, people who are just interested in stuff, they just browse on Facebook. They're cold. They're a cold audience. They're probably not buyers. There are buyers on Facebook because that's why Facebook ads work. However, you want to find them. And if you don't have a buyer list already, you would have to build all the way to that. So these are buyer emails. They're the emails you want to have. Second, these are targeted to that niche and even product, right? So if you're promoting a product, you want to find the people who are most likely going to buy that product. And you could easily spend a lot of money to get the buyer emails to make a lookalike audience. So, and again, we'll probably talk more about this on Thursday, but anyway, so let's see how you would get a list big enough for a lookalike audience. So first, you need 1,000 emails that match to an account in Facebook to build an accurate lookalike audience. All right. So I can't remember if Facebook lets you do a lookalike audience at under 1,000 emails. I know they used to, but some people say they don't. I was able to do it back in the day. And again, I haven't done Facebook ads in a while, but we'll talk about, but 1,000 emails is what they recommended back then so that they can make an accurate lookalike audience. So I know when we were first doing it, lookalike audiences were brand new, newer. So they may have changed that to 1,000 emails, but that's what you need, 1,000 emails, right? Or more. The more you have, the better the match can be. So you need 1,000 emails, and those emails need to match an account in Facebook. So for example, like when I buy most of my products, I buy it through a business email that's not attached to my Facebook page, right? And so if you have people who are buying and they're not using the emails that are attached to their Facebook account, then Facebook may not be able to attach them. They might be able to, they may not be able to. But you can expect that there's going to be a percentage that don't match up. So let's just say that 80% of the emails you capture from buyers match a Facebook profile. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up a calculator here. So we're going to say we need 1,000 emails, and that would represent 80%. So we're going to divide that by 0.8, 1,250 emails. Just want to make sure my math is correct. So you need to get 1,250 buyers to get a list of 1,000 emails to use for a custom audience, right? Because remember, we're focusing on buyer emails, not opt-ins. All right, so how much would that cost you? Honestly, there's no way I can give you an exact amount, a dollar amount or anything, because it really depends on the niche, the product, the offer, the ads, etc. Now, let's look at our percentages, though. Let's say there's a 5% click-through rate on Facebook, which that's what used to be good. If you're targeting buyers, it would be higher than that, but we're going to pretend we're targeting a cold audience because we don't have a buyer list in our world, right? Without getting the list from Robert, we don't have that. So we'd start from scratch and we'd say, okay, a 5% click-through rate on Facebook is probably pretty good. And then 5% actual conversions would be pretty good. It might be higher than that. Who knows? That's not the point. The point is just to give you guys a number because, again, it just depends on a variety of things. So let's say if you have 1,000 buyers, let's pull this up again, and we have a 5% conversion rate, right, divided by 0.05, we need 20,000 visitors. So that would be 20,000 people who click on our ad. Right. And then, of course, if you divide that by 0.05, that would be 400,000 ad views. And I was going with this that you're actually paying for ad views, but nobody records the cost per views. Right. It's usually cost per thousands of views or something. And I don't know if Facebook still does that, but that's the way they did a couple years ago. But according to Ad Espresso, which is a huge major paid ads platform, in September of 2020, the average cost per click, so that would be here, these people that are going to your site, was 39 cents. Okay, so that's the average cost per click. 20,000 clicks at 39 cents a click would be $7,800. Right? Let's just say you only need 10,000 clicks. So let's say that your conversion was 10%, which is really, really good then, right? Then at 10,000 clicks, you're still at a $3,900 value. Guys, that's a pretty accurate value for that list, right? But the average cost per click for conversions, because that's what we want people to actually buy, is usually closer to $1 or more, right? At one point we were there was one year they're like, oh yeah, if you're at $5 a click, you're doing good. And I'm like, $5 a click? Now, I will say, though, that according to Ad Espresso, 2020 saw a decrease in ad spend, and so that cost per click was closer to that 39 cents even for conversions. Now, let's just say, for the sake of having a number, that the end cost for buyers which this would be kind of low, but is $2 per email. Gosh, I'd pay that every day, all day long. I mean, how many things would you sell if you were paying $2 for an email for somebody to buy, right? So let's just say that's the case though. 1,250 emails would cost you $2,500. $2,500. That's the price of the course. So realistically, just one of the lists provided by Robbie is worth the cost of the course. And he has more than one, right? He has several lists. So let's just wrap that around. Okay. We've already talked about the ad thingy that looks at the ad. Sorry, I could go back, but that would be crazy. And this, so we're looking at just two pieces in this is well worth the value of the course as it is. And we haven't talked about anything. All right. So I don't make this too long. I could keep going on. I could go on and on and on with the value you get from Robbie. I've just talked about Facebook because that's what Commission Hero focused on. And that's the bulk of the training that's in there right now, right? So Commission Hero Pro includes training on YouTube ads, native ads, and even Messenger. You get info on copywriting, ad creation, scaling, and more, right? So these are all things we haven't dove into the cost of that. The information he has on copywriting alone is just, it's so simplistic. And yet I'm going, I would pay for the course just for this. I mean, it helps me build confidence. I understand it more. And I'm like, wow, it's just, good info. So I said, is it the best time? As in, is it the best time to get involved with affiliate marketing, especially on Facebook, right? So I want to talk about this from a personal note. So the main reason I did not get Commission Hero, and I did recommend it for anyone who wanted to run ads. I promoted it for anybody who wanted to run Facebook ads. But I didn't get Commission Hero because I was scared to death of Facebook ads, right? I did not want to run Facebook ads. Now, I've run Facebook ads in the past. I used to do really, really well. But a couple of years ago, I did an ad and on the math, it was on math, okay, behind making $100,000 a year. And it was something that Aiden and Steve were promoting. I think it was Parallel Profits or something. And they, in it, they're like, oh yeah, you can sell your services and here's how you make $100,000 a year. And I was like, okay, well, I can do some math and show people how realistic this is. And so I did a video that literally pulled up an Excel sheet and calculated out how to make $100,000 a year. It was math and I used Excel. So it's not like I was making up the math equations. And yet Facebook rejected the ad. Now, I'm not sure if I violated Common Core math stuff or what, because I'm too old for Common Core and I don't teach my daughter that. So I don't know. Right. I mean, I don't know if it was the math or what, but they said something about it being, make money online. Oh, quick money. Some sort of about like, making money fast scheme thing. And I was like, it's math. It's literally math. It's how do you add this and this to equal this? And so anyway, so I was really hesitant and I had lost all confidence in running ads because I'd never been rejected before. And I don't like violating terms. So I don't think I did, but still I'm like, I'd rather know in advance if I'm doing something that they could even flag as wrong and have a plan of attack or defense or something. But Robbie's ad checker resolves this concern, right? That ad checker I was talking about, that's worth at least $1,500, probably more. It checks to make sure that you're not violating anything and makes suggestions. So that plus the ads that he includes that work well, I don't have to just make things up anymore, right? Though my math really wasn't made up. It was math. And I will make stuff up. You know me. Well, if you don't know me, that's what I do. I like to just have my own stuff. I like to be Kim unique, right? I think a lot of us are that way. So I just have to remember, follow Robbie for half of it and I can make my stuff for the other half, especially when I start making money, right? Or more money. I do make money with affiliate marketing. I just don't make it the way I want to, which is why I want to do ads. So the second thing is that ad spend increased significantly over the years. So I was running ads, I think in 2013, 2014, maybe 2015. And by 2017, probably about 2017, the ad costs had just exploded. And so I wasn't happy. I didn't want to spend $500 on ads to not get any results. And I was not confident. That's what I had done. I had done that so many times. It was ridiculous. So I had no confidence. But then 2020, the ad spends actually decreased. And it's probably still lower considering the fragile economy and lots of businesses reducing their ad spend still, right? Now, I have to confess, I didn't actually learn about the reduction in ad spend until I was putting together this presentation thing, this video, whatever, this live training something. But I did learn that, and that was something I was like, whew. I learned that after the fact, right after I purchased Commission Hero Pro. So you get to learn it before you buy Commission Hero Pro, and know that is something that is on your side, right? Even if it goes back up to the way it was in 2019, I think it was still not nearly as big of an increase as it was back in the day. And I didn't know that until I was researching it. But Robbie's hidden interest tool solved this problem regardless, right? And now that I know we get his email list too, oh, I can't believe I'm kicking myself for not getting to Commission Hero. I really am, guys. I really wish. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm just, And if you guys can't do Commission Hero Pro, I'll see if I can still promote Commission Hero after the fact. It's a little bit lower price point, but you don't get access to all the tools and stuff, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. So let's quick talk about my bonuses. So I'm still putting together more resources to help you when you get Commission Hero Pro through my link, of course, because that's how bonuses work. So there's going to be more as I work through the current information. I had never been in Commission Hero or Commission Hero Pro until now, so I wasn't entirely sure what you get information on. But there's going to be a lot of different things that I can add in now that I see that. So bonus number 1, I'm going to promote one of your products for you. So this will be, we can decide how this is going to work based on your marketing methods. But, if you want me, I can write an article and I can promote it on one of my sites. Or you can do a video and I'll put it on one of my channels and help drive traffic. Or it can go on your channel and I'll drive traffic, whatever you want. There are no guarantees this will result in sales, but I'm definitely going to help. It will definitely help you increase your traffic. So really that comes into the ad content, right? And I'm just going to help you promote stuff. I might help you promote more, and I might even add you into like my RSS feeds and stuff. It just kind of depends on, we'll see. It depends on what you're doing and everything else. All right. So bonus number 2. Recommended affiliate products list and done for you resources. Now you're getting this stuff from Robbie in the first place, but everybody's getting the same stuff, right? So I have a few, I put exclusive here, but it's more like semi-exclusive because it's not like I'm the only one that promotes it. But more than likely with inside Commission Hero Pro, there's not going to be very many people, if any, that are promoting these specific products. I happen to have a slam dunk product. It is a no-brainer when you target it to the right audience. And I know that right audience. I'm actually going to be one of the testimonials for the product when it's in beta right now, and you can promote it during the beta. And I'm going to be putting a bunch of stuff together and testing it. So I'm going to let you guys in on that as soon as I have tested everything. But you can even try to, I'll show it to you guys if you want. And if you want to come up with your own resources and do that, that's fine too. Again, this could take some time to fully develop, but you won't be competing on all the same products with everyone else within these, right? Now, something else to keep in mind is that Robbie does say focus on 1 to 2 products. So I don't remember how many he says he has, and I didn't dive into that a lot into the training yet. But if he only has like 20 or 30 products that he's recommending, there's, probably going to be a couple thousand people, if not several thousand people in the course. So we will definitely be competing. And I think maybe, testing 1 or 2 of the ones that he's doing, and then maybe adding in one of the ones that I recommend might be a good option to, give yourself a little bit of variety. It just kind of depends on what you're doing, what you want to do, etc. So anyway, we'll talk more about that once we, the launch closes and we can dive into, what we want to do. Bonus number 3. I don't know how to exactly put the summary of it, but basically you can email me and request that I review your assets, such as ad images, descriptions, landing pages, etc. Honestly, I'm not going to be any better off than you are at this, but having a second set of eyes, it frequently helps, right? So we're going through the same training. If you're like, hey, okay, I set all this up, and you send it to me and I'll go, oh, wait, you forgot this checkpoint here from, Robbie said not to do this. So why don't you, remove that and put this or something? Or, hey, your image has red in it. And he says not to do red. He does actually say that in one of them, by the way. So things like that, where you have a second set of eyes that can help, give some feedback. That's helpful, right? So that's something that you can do. Bonus number 4, one-on-one Zoom meeting with me for an hour. Now, I have a PhD in business. My background's in business continuity planning, so I'm pretty good at systems by now. And I run several successful businesses, at least successful by my terms. So, and they make money. That's how I define them as successful. Not a ton of money yet, but money. And so I'm going the right direction. So I'm more than willing to work with you. I say an hour for those of you who know me, and you're probably figuring this out by now if you've made it this far into the video. I like to talk, and I like to talk with people. So if you're like, oh, hey, I don't mind listening to Kim or talking to Kim, I love asking questions, getting to know people. So it's probably going to be longer than an hour. But I had to put some sort of parameters on here, so that way we don't end up with 6 weeks of one-on-one Zoom meetings, though that could possibly happen too. On accident, of course. And of course, we also have our Thursday Q&As that you can come on to and ask questions, which isn't one-on-one, but there may be something you want to ask that's kind of personal. You're like, hey, I really don't want to ask this in the group, or I don't want to ask this on the Zoom meeting, right? And so that's where one-on-one meetings is perfect. And you can split that up. It doesn't have to be 1 hour at one time, by the way. All right. So bonus number 5. This is one that I'm working on now. It's actually, I don't think it's on the blog post about this, but I'm building a resource list that coincides or correlates with Commission Hero Pro, for that matter. So you guys saw the training, if you're not on the podcast, and you saw that it was, they walked through, setting up, he walks through ClickFunnels and, setting up the pages and stuff. Again, if you don't want to do ClickFunnels, that's one of the things that I would be like, hey, go to this training in the members area, right? Which you'll get access to as part of your bonuses. That training would then walk you through how to do something alternatively, right? So as we have more alternatives, we'll put that in there. But here's another one, like a domain name. You need to set up a domain name, and he talks about it, but then he tells you to go into ClickFunnels and get the domain name through there. I think ClickFunnels is pretty expensive. So we have a resource. My sister and I set up littlebizdomains.com. See, I'm going to make you buy Commission Hero Pro to get this one. But littlebizdomains.com is something where you can get a .com domain, which I do recommend a .com over anything else. And you can get it for $9.99 a year. If you wanted to go in there right now and buy it for 10 years, you can at $9.99. So it's really difficult to get that price repeated year after year from any other resource. I mean, I don't know if there's another one out there. It's the cheapest that we can do because we actually are a GoDaddy reseller, but it's the cheapest that we can offer because we don't make any money off of it. So that, that type of resource that you can, and on top of that, if you get your domain name through littlebizdomains.com, which I think is www.littlebizdomains.com. Don't know why, it's just the way it's set up. You have to have the www. Otherwise it won't work. If you get it through there though, you can say, hey, you know what? I'm having trouble connecting to the ClickFunnels account, or I'm having trouble sending it to my hosting pages or whatever. Then you can, add me on as somebody so I can go in there myself and do it and fix it. Or because I use the same stuff, I can go in there and do a recording just for you and show you how to fix whatever it is that the problem is. So that's a resource, that isn't really mentioned in there. And I think that's a pretty good deal. I mean, I'm willing to help you out with that if that's something you do through Commission Hero Pro. That's kind of one of those bonuses. I'm not going to, unless I'm working with you on something, then, it takes time to do that. And that's something I have to reserve as a bonus. All right. So those type of resources, give you another example of a resource. He talks about, you need to set up your payment methods. And so I have some tips in there about not using PayPal and have them directly attached to your, direct deposit into your bank account. But you should have a business bank account. So I recommend Bank Novo. I think is what it's called. Bank Novo. It's Novo, N-O-V-O, but I can't remember if the domain is Bank Novo or Novo Bank. I think it's Bank Novo. And it's a newer bank, but it's FDIC insured, and it's business specific, but no monthly fees. right? So those types of resources that are things that I know that there are questions about them and how do I do this and what are the resources? These are all things that my sister and I have been working out for years now. Right now, we don't have everything worked out, but we've got most of it worked out. So, I mean, we've built multiple businesses, right? We have multiple businesses that are working and profitable. So we're going to help as where we can. We're going to help tell you where different things are that speed up the process, make your life easier. So, yeah, I'm working on that. It might take me a little bit to get through all of it, but I'll go ahead and start posting it as I can into the bonus section. So that way you can, as you're working through, you can print out that section or something. All right. So, let's see. Okay. So if you want to learn this 3-step system. So again, I mentioned that Robbie in the free training, he talks about the 3-step system. And even though the whole point of it is to promote Commission Hero Pro, you will still learn a lot in his free training. Right? So if you're interested, click the link in the description to sign up for Robbie's training. He's doing encores today. And I don't know about tomorrow yet. We'll find out. But I'm sure he's got additional times throughout the week. It's just, this is limited. Right? We officially start the course on Monday the 12th. But you have plenty of training to work through and get set up before the 12th. So Robbie is taking a limited number of people. That's probably still thousands of students, but an opportunity like this could fill up fast. So make sure to click the link in the description to sign up for the next training. When you make your purchase, reach out to me through my contact page on Little Biz Resources or through my personal Facebook Messenger. Don't go to Dr. Kim Christian Facebook page, right? I have one. I tried to rename it, but they wouldn't let me. So I think they let me add on the doctor. So don't go to that one because when people message me through that, it just doesn't work. So you can tag me in Facebook if you want to, or you can just reach out through my personal page. You can also, of course, send through the contact page on Little Bits Resources. That should work. My email is flagged to accept those. So, and then one last thing, some quick tips on ways to pay for Commission Hero Pro. When you go to checkout, so you say, hey, you watch the training, and then they say, hey, go here. So you go to the checkout page. You're going to have several payment options. First, you can pick a 1-pay option of $2,500 or a 3-pay option of $997 now, then 30 days, then 60 days. Now, it doesn't matter which one. Obviously, you save a little bit of money with the 1-pay option, but if you don't have that, or you're just like, hey, I'm going to get paid in a couple of weeks or a month or something, then the 3-pay option may be better. You can pay with a major credit card like Visa, MasterCard, American Express, etc. You can pay with PayPal or PayPal credit. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is outside of the United States, but at least in the United States, I believe, because I still have this, PayPal credit usually lets you have 0% interest for 6 months when you make a purchase over $99. Whether you do the 1-pay or the 3-pay option, those qualify for 0%. So like I like to go in there and because like my PayPal, I've got cards that are like, $25,000 credit limit, and PayPal freaking gives me a $2,000 credit limit. But in their defense, they don't make any money off of me because I always pay it off. So I can't, but even with the $2,000 thing, I can't even use PayPal credit for a 1-pay option, right? And guys, and here's the thing is, even if you're like, hey, I can afford it, if you want to do the 3-pay option, I don't want you to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm losing money, because yes, theoretically, you're paying an extra $500 for this course that I think is well worth like 10 grand at least. But it might be better for you to say, hey, I'm going to spend $1,000 and the other 1,500 I'm going to dedicate to ads or something, right? And then in 30 days, as long as you're going to have another $1,000, because I don't know how long it's going to take us to start making money from this. 8 weeks is the course, but it starts on the 12th. So just thinking, you may have another payment come before that's it. So anyway, PayPal credit is an option, 0% interest for 6 months. You just go through PayPal to apply for that if you don't have it already. All right. And as a final last resort, you could try something called Affirm, AFFIRM. I got it through my app, through an app on my phone, I should say. And I don't know. They have a website, but I don't know if you can apply for stuff through them. But I use my phone all the time. You can get pre-qualified for an amount. So you can go in there and say, hey, I want to get pre-qualified for this. And they don't do a credit check or anything. So it's kind of nice because it's like a third party. It's a public company now, but so things may change. But as of right now, you can go in and get pre-approved without a credit check. And they'll tell you, these third parties will say, yeah, based on your information, we'll lend you X amount of money. And so they'll give you can do what they call a one-time credit card without having it, affect your credit or anything. And so you can check and see if you can qualify for a $2,500 or 3-pay option of $997. I will tell you, their interest rates tend to be ridiculous. So again, it's a last resort, but it is something that you could do. And as a reminder, I didn't really talk about this, but Robbie does have free ads training, or free marketing methods training, not free ads, free marketing methods. And so that is something that's in there. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little tired. Well, I've been tired, what should I say? So anyway, to recap, if you want to learn this 3-step system, click the link in the description to sign up for Robbie's training. Then when you get access, once you make the purchase, contact me and I'll get you access to the bonuses. And I think that's it for now. So if you guys want to, if you have questions, you can hop into the live Q&A this Thursday. We're going to actually talk more. I think I'm going to focus on conversions. Well, marketing traffic. So cold traffic, warm traffic, hot traffic, and how to reach each of those, and why, pixel data is excellent for that. But that's when you want to run ads. So we're going to talk more about that on Thursday. Plus, I think we have another workflow we have to work through for affiliate marketing. So we'll check that. But yeah, so, and if you have questions, let's bring them on Thursday and we can do them live. Again, I think, obviously we start on the 12th, so everything closes before the 12th. But it could close sooner than that. So you might have some time, you might not. So, but I do recommend you get in as soon as you can so you can start working through the training and you can ask questions. And of course, you always can hop into the Facebook group and ask questions as well. Our Facebook group, the Little Biz Resources one. All right. So I hope to see you somewhere, either on our Zoom meeting on Thursday, or in the Commission Hero Pro community, or in Little Biz Resources Facebook group. And again, if you guys can't afford, if for some reason you're like, hey, I just really can't swing $2,500 or 3-pay of $997, you can do the free affiliate marketing course that we have. There's a lot of really good information in there. And now that I'm working through his training, I'm going, I have a lot of good information in there. I really do. And it's just not as fast as paid ads. But if you could, if you could combine the two, I think you could do really well, which is what I'm going to do. So, my version takes a lot more time than his version, but his version is right in line with what I'm talking about, right? He just does it with ads, and that's where I don't have an expertise. So I do recommend you at least check out the free training, because he talks about it and has more information than I will, at least for a while, on paid ads. I'm not going to talk about paid ads until I master them, essentially. Well, at least feel comfortable enough that I'm giving you accurate information, right? Because I can't even regurgitate Robbie's information without testing it first. It's just the way I am. So I don't give you guys information until I've tested it and say, yeah, for sure this works. Because I'm not like that. I don't just go, oh, this person said you can do such and such, so definitely you can do such and such. Sure, maybe, but I'm not going to tell you that unless I know it works. Hey, this guy says if you jump off a cliff, you'll be fine. I'm not going to say that, but I'm probably not going to jump off the cliff either, just so you know, because I'm scared of heights and spiders and lots of other things, like people touching me. So those are my nightmares lately. Did I mention that already? Maybe, because I'm kind of tired. Anyway, so let's go ahead and end this now. Hop into the Facebook group with any questions. Again, come to the live Q&A, or I'll see you in the Commission